Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Moviesnips. Today we're going to be talking about what made the capital so powerful after the great calamities some 300 odd years before the events of the first Hunger Games film, and why it was the capital that rose to power and not any one district or any combination of districts. This is referencing the time period well before the first rebellion, when the capital was already very powerful. This topic hasn't been addressed much in any of the fandoms or online discussion forums, so I thought it'd be a good idea to shed some light on it. It's hard to believe that the capital is able to wield such authority and control over the 13 districts of Panem. How does one city manage to subjugate such a large tract of geographical area? Probably the first and most decisive advantage that the capital has over the districts is its overwhelming technological superiority. It is probable that the calamities that occurred before the creation of Panem took a greater toll on the rest of the North American continent than they did on the capital. The capital probably had a larger part of its infrastructure and military-industrial complex intact, even after civilization started to fall apart in other locations around the continent. The capital did everything possible to keep people in the districts from gaining any kind of technological or military advantage, outlawing the ownership of firearms and keeping the district members in a state of ongoing poverty and ignorance. A good example of this can be seen in the Catching Fire movie, when the peacekeepers roll into District 12 in heavily armed assault transports, which the townspeople are largely defenseless against. Other than District 13, the capital is also the only power to have access to sophisticated military aircraft or hovercraft, another weapon of war which far outmatches the defensive capabilities of the other districts. Another advantage to consider is its strategic location. The capital is believed to have been located somewhere high up in the mountains of Colorado, which offers excellent natural defenses against any would-be invaders. The first rebellion failed largely because the rebels had a hard time breaching these natural defenses, as the natural fortifications of the terrain exposed the invasion force to constant attack, resulting in heavy rebel casualties. A lot of military bases that predated the events of the original story are also located in this region, including NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, and the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. It is likely that the capital had easy access to a vast arsenal of sophisticated military equipment after the events of the Great Calamities and used this equipment to its advantage. It is also likely that the capital maintains its balance of power over the districts by playing them off against one another, ensuring that no one district becomes too powerful, and so that the districts stay divided rather than united. One example of this is how the capital seems to favor the richer and more prosperous districts, such as District 1, 2, and 4. These districts are held in higher regard by the capital and receive preferential treatment and enjoy more favorable trading relationships with the capital. The career tributes from these districts are even allowed to receive combat training at a special academy in order to prepare them for the Hunger Games, giving them an unfair advantage over the other tributes. This is just another divide and conquer strategy that the capital employs to keep the districts in line. A fourth advantage that the capital had in its favor was its centralized planned economy. The capital structured its economic and trade policy in a manner that overwhelmingly benefited the capital over any of the districts. The capital mercilessly exploits the districts for a variety of produce, yet gives back very little in return. Furthermore, the capital ensures that each district specializes in the production of one kind of product only, making them somewhat dependent on the capital in the event that they need to trade one kind of product for another. The capital also seizes any surplus generated by any of the districts and would rather see the extra produce go to waste rather than let the districts have it. A good example of this can be seen in the party scene of the Catching Fire movie, which shows the citizens of the capital wasting food and trying to take down more than they can eat. This was probably one of the main points of contention that caused the districts to rise up against the capital, kicking off the first rebellion. The fifth tactic that the capital uses to cow the districts into submission is its brutal policy of complete control and strict punishments in order to discourage rebellion or dissent of any kind. We see this on multiple occasions throughout the franchise. In Catching Fire, the peacekeepers storm into District 12, break into homes, arrest people at will, and even subject certain individuals to severe punishment by lashing. In Mockingjay, the Capitol even goes as far as to bomb a hospital in District 8 in an effort to curb the rebellion there. The barbaric nature of the Hunger Games also reinforces this aggressive and vicious attitude of the Capitol towards the districts. This policy doesn't just extend to the districts, but to the citizens of the capital as well. Even dissenters within the capital's own borders are imprisoned, tortured, or even executed for any acts of dissent against the capital. A good example of this occurs when Seneca Crane meets his ultimate fate at the hands of President Snow towards the end of the first film. The novels and the films never tell us about how the capital became so authoritarian and tyrannical in its attitude towards the districts ever since the creation of Panem. Perhaps it wasn't always this way, but gradually became this way over time, presumably because the ruling authorities in the capital believed that a lenient attitude towards the districts would only foster chaos and prevent any sense of order from being established in Panem. But what are your thoughts on how the capital gained such immense power in the Hunger Games? If you feel I missed anything or would like to add anything to this discussion, please feel free to comment down below. Please also remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and please check out my channel for more sci-fi lore videos.